Hello, Chicago Network is on the air. Hello, everybody. I am Ryan Yanishadis, and it's time to focus. Today, on this Wednesday, we are focusing on the Chicago Cubs. Now, the Cubs, of course, the last time we were joining you, we're getting ready to go on this big West Coast road trip. So now let's recap exactly how that West Coast trip went. And it went the exact opposite all of us were probably thinking. They go in, win the first two in Los Angeles, pitched well, hit well, did a nice job there. Cody Bellinger returning to Chavez Ravine, getting some knocks. Same with Michael Busch, who was just traded to the Cubs in the winter. He had a big week there, and he had a big weekend in Colorado as well. They lose the finale of the series, but they win 2 out of 3 in Los Angeles. So you think then, here comes the portion of the schedule where this team should be able to win games. They lose 2 out of 3 to the Colorado Rockies. It almost got swept because it was getting very close, and then they were up 6-1 in the ninth inning of that last game. And then they got Keegan Thompson walked the bases loaded. They do score 1. But nonetheless, the Chicago Cubs do lose 2 out of 3, but do get the finale. So at the end of the week, they were about either 5 or 6 games out. It was depending on how the Braves did. But really, overall, let's take a look at your updated standings right now. I mean, the wild card's still up in the air, but really the Cubs put themselves in a position here now. If the Cubs have any chance, and I mean, I think right now, I think all Cub fans feel is that they're not going to make it unless it's one of these historic runs to end the season where they only lose 1 or 2 games, and that's the spot they put them in. They got 3 against Oakland this week and then 4 against Washington at home. They only have 1 out of the 4 remaining series left. They only have 1 outside of Wrigley Field. So they have that on. And then they have the Philly in Philadelphia and then at home against the Reds. They have to probably go 6-1 at best, and that might not even do it this week against the A's and the Nationals, and by the time you watch this, they could already have 2 losses against the Oakland A's, but the A's did lose 2 out of 3 to the White Sox, so I mean, if the White Sox can beat them, the Cubs should be able to come in here, hopefully pitch well. I haven't heard much about Justin Steele. Hopefully he can come back. I mean, the pitching looked good. I mean, Hendricks is a West Coast kind of pitcher, so he pitched really good there. Hopefully we start seeing that. Take care of these 7 games. You swept the Nationals in D.C. It's hard to sweep a 4-game series. That's why I'm saying 6-1, and we'll see where this team is where we talk next week. So that's the upcoming schedule as well. So the standings, then the upcoming schedule. It's going to be an interesting stretch where this Chicago Cub team can be, but I honestly don't see them being in the playoff race. But this week the Brewers are going to clinch the National League Central. I never buy into them because it just seems like they do all this hubbubaloo in September and August and all that, and then they crash in the playoffs because the guy's overused. But does Pat Murphy have something different than Craig Counsell? Because Craig Counsell's the Cubs manager now. Pat Murphy's the Brewers manager, and they're still taking control of the National League Central. The Cardinals, another choke artist team, so I mean, it's very interesting to see where the Brewers will be. And, of course, when we get to the playoffs, I will give you my playoff predictions. My World Series pick at the beginning of the year was Braves over the Astros. Both them teams are having injury woes, but both teams could be in the playoffs. So who knows there? Well, I'll give you my predictions in the long run. But right now the Cubs are still alive with only a couple more Cubs focuses to go. So I guess that's something to ask for. But hopefully we see some progression, and we'll see if this team is still alive when we focus next week. I believe it'll be the same schedule next week, so a week from today, we'll be focusing in the middle of their, I believe that'll be in the middle to the end of their 3-game road trip in Philadelphia, so we'll see how that goes. So the Cubs win 2 out of 3 in Los Angeles, lose 2 out of 3 in Denver, home against Oakland for 3, home against the Nationals for 4, and we'll see where they're at. Please like the video, and also drop a comment. What do you think? Do you think the Cubs have any pulse left? Or because I mean, I don't. I'm going to ride it out and continue to hope that they win, but I'm not going to sit here and think that they're gonna make it, because I think the Mets are hot. I know Lindor went down this week. The Braves are just kind of iffy, but again, the Cubs have the 24th easiest schedule left, and all the other teams have to face each other. So, I mean, if there is any hope, 6-1 is probably it. But you tell me, what record do they need to do, or do they have no chance, and should I just shut up? But I'm just trying to hype and promote a show. So please, comment below, like the video, and subscribe to the Hello Chicago Network. Tomorrow we're going to be focusing on the Chicago White Sox, and it is going to be interesting. If you watch my previous shows, there was something called a Ryan's Rant that I would do every once in a while. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm breaking it out for the first time on the Hello Chicago Network because I am hot. I am fuming about what I heard from Chris Getz over the weekend. So tomorrow, stay tuned, must watch Hello Chicago Network, Sox Focus, when I address the Chris Getz dilemma, baloney, phony baloney stuff that he says. So that will do it here for this Cubs Focus, but a must-watch on Thursday where I vent and rant about the Chicago White Sox. Everyone have a great rest of your Wednesday. We're outside all week. I'm enjoying the outdoors while I can before I will be back indoors with the green screen, just enjoying some nice weather as we have it here still in the Midwest. So everyone have a great Wednesday. I am Ryan Yanishadas from the Hello Chicago Network, and we are the focus of Chicago sports.